They left her for dead behind enemy lines, but the enemy never stood a chance. The helicopter's rotor blades sliced through the night air as Captain Maya Chen pressed her hand against the bleeding wound on her side. The mission had gone catastrophically wrong. What was supposed to be a simple reconnaissance operation had turned into a firefight, and now her team was racing to extract from hostile territory. Through the smoke-filled cabin, she could see her commanding officer, Lieutenant Torres, shouting coordinates into his headset. The engine sputtered once, then twice, and Maya's stomach dropped as the aircraft lurched violently to the left. Before we begin, tell us in the comments where in the world you're watching from. They crashed hard into the dense forest below. Metal screamed against trees, and Maya felt her body slam against the restraints. When the world stopped spinning, she tasted blood and smelled burning fuel. "Everyone out!" Torres yelled, his voice cutting through the ringing in her ears. Maya tried to move, but pain exploded through her torso. Her leg was pinned beneath twisted metal. She watched helplessly as her teammates scrambled from the wreckage, their silhouettes disappearing into the tree line. Torres returned, his face pale in the moonlight. "Maya, I can't, there's no time. Enemy patrols are 2 minutes out." He knelt beside her, his hands shaking as he tried to free her leg. The distant sound of engines grew louder. "Go," Maya whispered, gripping his arm. "That's an order." Tears streamed down Torres's face as he pressed his survival kit into her hands. "I'm coming back for you. I swear it." Then he was gone, and Maya was alone with nothing but the crackling flames and approaching voices speaking a language she didn't understand. The enemy soldiers found the wreckage at 3:27 a.m. Maya had managed to drag herself 50 feet into the underbrush, leaving a trail of blood behind her. She held her breath as their flashlight beams swept past her hiding spot. "The helicopter is empty," one soldier said in accented English, clearly communicating with someone on the radio. "All Americans escaped. We will search the area." Maya's heart pounded so loudly she was certain they could hear it, but they moved on, their boots crunching through the dead leaves as they headed deeper into the forest. She waited until dawn before attempting to move again. Her survival training kicked in despite the pain that threatened to overwhelm her consciousness. First, she tended to her wounds with supplies from Torres's kit. The gash on her side wasn't as deep as she'd feared, but her leg was badly bruised, possibly fractured. She fashioned a splint from branches and began the agonizing journey toward the extraction point 12 miles northeast. Every step sent lightning bolts of pain through her body, but Maya had made a promise to herself long ago. She would never stop fighting. By noon, she heard voices again. This time they were closer. She slipped into a shallow ravine and covered herself with leaves and mud, becoming part of the earth itself. 3 soldiers passed within arm's reach, so close she could smell their cigarette smoke. One of them stopped directly above her hiding spot. "Do you think the American woman survived?" he asked his companion. Maya's blood turned to ice. "Impossible," the other replied. "Even if the crash didn't kill her, the forest will, or we will find her first." They laughed and continued on, never knowing their prey lay frozen beneath their feet. As darkness fell on the second night, Maya discovered she wasn't as alone as she thought. A young local girl, no more than 10 years old, appeared silently between the trees. Their eyes met, and for a long moment neither moved. The girl should have screamed, should have run for help, but instead she reached into her bag and offered Maya a bottle of water and some bread. "My brother is soldier," the girl whispered in broken English, glancing nervously over her shoulder. "But I see helicopter. I see you crawl. You are brave." Before Maya could respond, the girl vanished like a ghost into the twilight. That small act of kindness gave Maya the strength to push forward. She traveled only at night, using the stars to navigate. On the 3rd day, she heard American helicopters in the distance and knew her team hadn't abandoned her after all. She activated the emergency beacon from Torres's kit, praying it still worked. 15 minutes later, she heard the most beautiful sound in the world, Torres's voice crackling through a radio. "Maya, if you can hear this, we're coming. Hold on." The extraction happened at 6:42 p.m., just as enemy reinforcements closed in on her position. The helicopter descended through heavy fire while Maya limped toward the clearing, using every last ounce of her strength. Torres appeared at the tree line, providing cover fire as he ran toward her. "I told you I'd come back," he shouted over the chaos. He swept her into his arms and carried her to the helicopter as bullets zipped past them. As they lifted into the sky, Maya looked down at the forest that had nearly become her grave and smiled. They had left her for dead, but they had forgotten one crucial thing: she was a survivor, and survivors never give up.